You're listening to In My Humble Opinion with Maxilia Robinson and Charles Lewis. Only on 101.3 Jams.
Yeah, man. Like, we kind of made that segue, Razor, of talking about how, like, a lot of the hip-hop industry, they rapped about marijuana. Now they're getting their own dispensaries, and that's something that we need to make sure that our laws, that black folks who got incarcerated are getting a fair shake at doing this thing legally, right? But take it wherever you want it, brother. The rappers, the weed, the rappers smoking weed. I don't know what you want to do with it.
I'll sum it up real quick. One, I think that if they really want to say that we're looking towards change, they need to take all these people that were targeted and given excessive amount of times for marijuana back in the day. And if they so choose to want to get a dispensary, they should be allowed to go to the front, because it's no denying that, they were giving out 20 years for marijuana back then. I'm not talking about pounds. I'm talking about just having marijuana that changed people's lives, So if they really want to make change, man, that's one place that they can start. Number two, when it comes to the artists and what they're doing, the ones that have passed away, of course.
Hey, Razor, before you move on, can I just ask a question about what you just said? I guess the answer would be why. If it were illegal, and now it's legal, why? I mean, to a certain degree. Okay,
good.
Why should they?
Okay, this is my thoughts. All right, it's no denying that people of color were disproportionately targeted to be incarcerated, and that their charges were trumped up, which affected not only their lives, their children, but their children's lives, right? So if we're talking about leveling the playing field, and now what was once a reason for you to get assaulted by the police, locked up, drug out in your drawers, all kind of crazy stuff, they're going to make legal, and then the people that were incarcerating you are now the people that's going to make money, the first people that's getting the tickets. There's something wrong with that system right there. So if you want to bring equality to this situation, you should let the people, if they so choose to want one, to be able to get a ticket. When I was on Jerry Miller's show and I asked the guy that's running for governor, he said personally he doesn't feel that because you had gotten in trouble that should put you in line to get for the ticket. Of course he's going to say something like that, because it unhinges the society the way that it is. Everything is set for them. So if we want to celebrate something or protest something, it should be steps that's going to be taken to better our lives.
I figure Hey, Giles, and I wanted you to chime in too with some of the hot topics that you guys addressed in Charlotte's article.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes sense to run down what Governor Northam signed, just so we can talk about specifics a little bit. And I think Charlotte did a really nice job of tracking the issue, and she's interviewed Chelsea Higgs-Wise a number of times on this and sort of watched the ball on this. But basically, possession of up to an ounce becomes legal on July 1st, but sales of recreational marijuana will not start until 2024 by the law that he just signed. Possession is for people 21 and older. So, Aaron, you brought that up. Not 16, not 18, 21. People can grow up to 4 plants in their own house. Offenses for possession of more than an ounce are tiered from $25 fines to Class 4 misdemeanor. And possession on public school grounds is a Class 2 misdemeanor. It creates ceiling for past misdemeanor marijuana convictions, and with expungement of records as well. So there's some specific things that it does, and then and there's some specific things I think, like I was talking about in the big picture level. There's a bunch of different things to watch with this. There's already this conversation about reparative justice and reparative investment that Razor's talking about, both through who gets the licenses and also where the tax money for legal marijuana sales goes. Does it go back to communities who were who were targeted, or does it go back to how is that going to be determined? What are the rules? And then in terms of who gets to sell and make money off this industry, you got to understand this is a state that's made its, for many decades, its money off tobacco, right? And Philip Morris in Richmond, which is now part of Altria. You have this whole network of, growth, distribution, sales, marketing, multinational industry that's now, has not been focused on local tobacco, and it's going to have local marijuana open to it, right? And if you talk about the significance for South Side, Southwest Side, for the large lobby in Richmond, if the state just goes and uses sort of a SWAM category to give away its dispensary licenses, you're going to get the same stuff you're talking about. Where you get one brother on as a minority owner, you get Sean Kemp on at 3% ownership, and this white investment group is now minority owned, and they can get they can run the game, and that's how it's going to go unless people are extremely, extremely proactive in resisting that momentum, because this state is ready for turnkey optimization of industrial scale, production and distribution in ways that not every state is. So I think that there's so many there's the environmental piece, there's the criminal justice and policing piece. This law really starts there, decriminalizing and legalizing and taking, at least that gateway to prison off the table. In most cases, like you just, but to Razor's point, and Max, to try to answer that question, I didn't live this, but I'm going to say, being close to it and around it. And it's like, if you had an unregistered handgun, an ounce, and you were in the car,
that's right,
you were going to be charged with, trafficking, possession, and an unlicensed firearm, right?
Intent to distribute.
With intent to distribute, that's right. And so like you said, now that the same kid who's white, that gun is registered to his dad. He's got 4 ounces in the hockey bag in somebody else's vehicle. He lawyers up immediately, and he gets, probably just like,
he gets community service,
social service hours.
That he
probation.
Then he turns. No, Aaron, it ain't even that. He gets community service, which he then interns for what he uses to go to college to say how he helped the community. I lived it.
Right.
Yeah. Can't nobody tell me that.
I understand and agree, but as Razor was talking, I could hear our white counterparts who disagree with Razor saying it was illegal. Like, what? I don't understand.
No, I got you, but it's
only illegal because they wasn't making money.
Got to be real with how much weed and coke runs through Rugby, Wurtland.
Oh my gosh, a ton of it.
Say so.
Yeah. I think Max, what you're trying to say is that it's the system is already bad. And so let's be real. Their rules are trash anyway. I always say it. The rules are trash anyway. So trying to even justify them makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I had a question just real quick for Giles or Charles, either one of you. Do you actually think that some of these big tobacco companies in Virginia, how do you think that they're going to maybe try to transition over into the marijuana business, because they've got such a stronghold? They got millions of dollars. Do we think that they're going to make an immediate transitions? Yeah, like billions and trillions. How do you think the tobacco industry is going to now respond to the marijuana, or have they already been doing so? Either one of you guys.
Oh shoot, no. Let me handle that first. Let me take that one first, Aaron. The first thing, if I was them, what I would do is I would immediately start lobbying for the resale of that in public areas, like, because it's a reason that they made it 21. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, instead of making it 18, if you make it 21, then it can mimic tobacco. So I would immediately start saying, okay, can we sell marijuana that we've already filtered, so to speak, in these stores, and sell like 3 or 4 marijuana things, and say what's half of what you're able to carry. That's business 101. That's drug dealing 101.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's just corporate drug dealing.
Right, that's all it is. So, like, I understand Giles and Charles may having an educated point on it, but this is drug dealing 101. Put things in place that you agree to, and then I come back and flood the market. You've already agreed to the 21, how much you can carry. So I'm going to make half of it, but I'm going to put it inside the store. Now, if one pack only carries half of what you're legally allowed to carry, and you bring in 4 or 5 people, each one of you are able to carry that, now y'all can buy 15, 16 packs of cigarettes.
That's facts, and we are against the hour. We're gonna have to wrap up, but I would just in short say that, like, they're gonna capitalize on it. Like, the system is still the system. It's like now, like, that you legalize brown and black people building wealth off of something. You think the system still is gonna allow that? It's the same system.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. They just tell you what they allow and call it legal.
Right. Yeah, John.
But there's already a conversation about this reparative investment. It's becoming accepted and mainstream by the General Assembly. So there's going to be some version of it. So who defines that? Mm-hmm. How do you push it? Like you said, and then also just that reminder that Philip Morris is in Richmond, right? And to Aaron's point, I'm like, so e-cigarettes, every type of end distribution product you can imagine. Right. In tobacco is already that system is already here in Virginia. The fields and the crops and all that stuff, Charles, that's hokey to them. They could care less. That's going to come from the community itself. If Southwest wants to try and get in on this, there's a lot of people who are putting sort of trying to get in that space, put their chess pieces on the board through CBD hemp in South Side and Southwest Side, and those licenses probably will be a way into the market. But the lessons you learn from California or from Canada is that very quickly private equity capital is the driver in this business. It starts with the people who care about it most, or who have a regional identity around it, or have an equity perspective on it. But very quickly, private equity drives the bus.
Got you. So
and I've heard some conversations about truly black-owned marijuana dispensaries really having to operate incognito to kind of get a piece of this pie. So, and that's down to the name of their business, who represents them when they call, and things like that. So it's interesting for something that once, incarcerated us, that now they're legally going to make, tax dollars off of. To just figuring out another way to cut us out of being able to to benefit off of it.
That's right. Thank you for that,
as
Ms.
they
Max.
will.